What's going on, guys? It's been a little while, maybe almost 2 years, or 2 years to be exact, maybe even 3 years since my last Thailand video. And I'm just making this video for you today to say that I will be reviving this channel. Okay, I'm gonna be bringing it back to life. And I know I stopped making videos there after I left Thailand, and it's because I didn't think anyone would want to see my Borgen life, just back in Oregon, going to school. But who knows? Maybe some people did. I know my grandma definitely did, and she was pretty upset I stopped making videos. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna be reviving this channel, but I'm gonna be taking it a different direction. Okay, and I still love traveling. I still love the travel vlogs. I went back to Thailand actually only a year after I left. I got to go back with my girlfriend. That was awesome. I got to see all my friends, got to see my old teachers, stayed in Payap, so that was super cool. And then I was just in Italy. I took my girlfriend to Italy for her birthday and for Valentine's Day. We were there for a month, and that was my first time there. Got pretty fat from all the pasta and gelato, so I loved Italy. So I definitely still, very much enjoy traveling, but what I want to do with this channel now is really more of an entrepreneurship or life advice in general, because I've learned so much over the past 2 years, and I guess I should take you back and kind of explain the past 2 years. So when I was studying at Thailand, when I was making those videos, that was sophomore year of college. I was studying abroad, right? And I got back, I stayed one more term at Oregon State, and I lived in the frat house that term for my first time, which was not very fun. But the whole time, I did a lot of thinking that term, and I did a lot of thinking while I was in Thailand. It really just solidified a thought that had been in my mind probably for almost my whole life, for as long as I can remember. And that's basically that I've always wanted to do, I've always wanted to have my own thing, my own business. I always wanted to do entrepreneurship. I just didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And I dropped out of Oregon State really for two reasons. One, I couldn't afford it anymore. I was taking on a ridiculous amount of debt, and I was paying for it all myself, so I couldn't afford it anymore. And two, again, I wanted to do my own thing, and I didn't think school was really the thing to get me there. I was doing mechanical engineering, and I've always been super tech savvy. I've always been really into computers, but I really didn't enjoy mechanical engineering, to be honest. I didn't enjoy coding, and I dropped out my sophomore year. And a month later, after I dropped out, I got the 9-to-5 office dream job, right? Where I have to wear, nice button-up shirt, nice tie, and slacks to work every day. And I thought I'd made it, right? I thought I was successful. I'm like, I'm rich now. All my friends are gonna think I'm successful. And I was in for a rude awakening. But the reason why this company hired me on is because I worked for them prior. I worked for them in high school, just doing receptionist for them at a gym. And I developed a relationship with them, and I found out they were hiring, so I applied for the position, and I got it. And what I was doing for them was digital marketing, or very, very basic, if you can even call it digital marketing, right? I was just posting on Facebook and Instagram for them every day. That's literally all I did, and I took photos and stuff. So it wasn't really digital marketing, but I was the digital marketing assistant. And I worked that job for about a year. And again, the whole time, I knew it just wasn't what I wanted to be doing. And I knew the whole time I wanted my own business. I just didn't know exactly what yet. And I kind of started getting into the world of like online entrepreneurship and online marketing. So I saw all these people, throwing up these stores and selling stuff online and making, getting rich and driving these fancy cars from their online stores, right? And so I'm like, oh, if they can do it, I can do it. How hard can it be? So after about a year, I decided to quit my job with nothing saved, no money saved. Because I was like, oh, I could just throw up a store and make 30 grand in one day, my whole, almost my whole year's salary at the other place. I'll be fine. And very little did I know. So my first business venture online, my first online business was a Shopify store. And for those of you, who don't know what drop shipping is, I was buying these cheap watches. I decided to do watches, right? Because you usually pick like a niche. I decided to do watches, and I was buying these cheap watches from China, not because I loved watches or anything. I just thought it'd be easy. I thought they were cool. And I was buying these cheap watches from China, and I was kind of selling them like as my own, like on my own store, and just having the manufacturer throw my logo on there for a couple extra bucks. So basically, customer orders an item from me, orders a watch, and I go buy the same exact watch from China and I just ship it to their house. That's essentially, drop shipping in a nutshell. And I had no idea what I was doing. I just thought I was going to make all of this money by, throwing up an ad or a Facebook post. I did not know how to run ads whatsoever. And I didn't make any money with that really for like the first 2 months. I was just figuring out, and I thought I was going to make 30 grand my first day. So, I was pretty upset about that. And my first sale actually came from my coworker. And she was stoked for me that I was quitting my job and starting my own thing. And she wanted to support me. So she bought one of my watches, and I kind of felt bad because they were a little bit cheap, and I was, really hoping that it didn't break on her. So that was my first sale ever, was to my coworker, right? And because I had this background, because I was a photographer, amateur photographer, I like to think of myself as a photographer, I took these really nice photos of these watches. I ordered them all myself. You don't have to do that, but I did because I wanted to take nice photos of them. And I made like an Instagram page for them, right? Because I thought that's what would make me all this money. And I built up this really nice brand. Like, they look super nice. I got some of my friends to model these watches. And it did okay, right? I made like 1 or 2 sales a day. I sold these watches for like $150. And so I made like 1 or 2 sales a day, and it really wasn't bad, but it wasn't what I was expecting. 30 grand in one day. It wasn't getting me there. And on top of that, I wasn't super passionate about watches. And I was going to Starbucks every day, working 8 to 12 hours a day, learning a ton, really not knowing what to do, just trying to figure out what to do kind of. And I just thought I had to keep myself busy, even though I didn't know what I was doing. And, I would go to Starbucks every day because I didn't really have an office or a desk here at home. And, I did that company, that little business there for about 6 or 7 months probably. And I decided to move on to something else because it wasn't getting me to where I wanted. I kind of lost interest in it. I didn't want to sell cheap little watches anymore. And, I just wasn't super passionate about watches. And so I was actually able to sell that business. I was able to sell that Shopify store, not for a ton, but for a decent amount, which was cool. I didn't think anyone would buy it, but someone was actually really interested in buying it. And that little business was it was a good intro for me. It was a good start, and I learned so much. And, on top of that, I was reading books from anyone who was successful, successful entrepreneurs, Sam Ovens, Tim Ferriss, Tony Robbins, Frank Kern, any successful entrepreneur who had what I wanted, because that's the best way to learn, right? You learn from someone who has what you want. And so, that was a good, 6-7 months for me on that journey, really figuring out, my intro into the world of entrepreneurship and digital marketing. And so, what that got me into was really it showed me the power of social media and how much it can help businesses and how much it can get your message out there. So that got me into helping businesses grow their Instagram pages, right? I got super into that, and these businesses would just pay me, a few $100s every month just to grow their Instagram page for them. And that led me into Facebook advertising and kind of what I'm doing now. And really what I'm doing now is, there's just so much that I've learned that's hard to pack it into this one little video. But what we have today, this opportunity that we have to launch an ad and get directly in front of our customers, right, with Facebook or with Instagram or with YouTube, is so powerful. And we've never had anything like this before, right? Like, if you do a TV ad, you got to hope that your right customers will see it on the first place, right? You don't know who you're reaching. On top of that, you have to hire a production crew, your camera crew, make this really high quality video ad. But now we can just record a little video with our phones, 5 minutes, and post it up as an ad. Super easy. Anyone can do it. And that really sparked my interest, right? And especially using that to help businesses, because I'd say the average business owner doesn't really know how to run these little ads. So that's where like the dorks like me come in. Which all led me into what I'm doing now. And that is, running ads to help businesses, grow their business by using social media. And I do that all for them. I provide a service for them, and they pay me a retainer every single month. And I really enjoy it, to be honest. And why I decided to start this channel back up is because I know a lot of people, were either like me, starting out, not knowing what to do, or maybe have always thought about getting into entrepreneurship, or maybe just working a job that they're not totally happy about right now, or maybe want to increase whatever. I really want to make this channel to help any aspiring entrepreneurs, and that's why I'm starting this back up, right? And I've gotten to a point now where my income just from this laptop, just from using this right here, is now more than I ever would have made as a mechanical engineer or in a job. And just using my laptop in a little bit over a year, more than I ever would have made working any job, most likely. And I say that in no way to brag. I'm not trying to brag to you at all. I'm just trying to establish a little bit of credibility here and show you that, I somewhat know what I'm talking about when it comes to this, because I've failed, right? And I didn't know what I was doing at first, and then I failed and I learned from it and gotten my income to a point where it is now. So hopefully I can offer something of value to you. So if you've watched up until this point, I appreciate you listening to me ramble for the past 10 minutes. But the point is that this channel is going to be about entrepreneurship or life advice, all right? And if I can help anyone avoid mistakes that I made, or convince them to, start a business and really take control of their life or whatever, then that, means a ton to me. And hopefully, I can provide value to you guys as well, because every video I'm going to be trying to provide value and tell you about something I learned, or experience that I had, or what's working right now. And I'm not saying that I know everything yet, but I've learned so much in the past 2 years, okay? And on top of that, a mentor that I was watching online when I first started, who had what I wanted, super, super successful guy, makes well over maybe multi-seven figures, maybe even 8 figures per year, okay? I was actually able to apply and be accepted into his, mastermind or inner circle group, where I got to meet him in person. Out of 20 other people, we all got to meet this guy in person and be taught by him for 2 days straight. And his name is Alex Becker, for any of you guys that are into digital marketing. And to be able to learn from somebody who's been at this for years, for almost a decade now, and tell us exactly what's working is super powerful. And so anything that I've learned, anything that I've found is working, I'm going to be telling you guys on this channel, and not just, the technical aspect of digital marketing, not just ads and whatnot, but, life in general. And really, all this stuff helps you in entrepreneurship, like meditation and exercising and having a strong routine, right? Because it's just mental health, which ultimately affects your business. So, and a lot of you guys, I realize, might be subscribed because you were into the travel channel and the travel vlogs. And, I'll still be doing that occasionally. We still love to travel, my girlfriend and I. And, we have LA planned, just a small trip to LA, and then Mexico and Las Vegas and Japan. So I'm slowly be doing some travel videos here and there, but mostly 90% probably is going to be life and entrepreneurship advice, and helping you guys any way that I can. So if you're not interested in that, if you're just interested in the travel, feel free to unsubscribe, and I promise I won't hate you if you do, maybe. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching this short little video today. I promise I'll get better at talking to the camera again. I haven't done a video like this in a long time now. But thanks for watching, and I'm going to be trying to upload very regularly. So whether it's every day or every other day, or once a week or twice a week, who knows? But I'm going to be uploading very regularly. Okay, I need to find a bunch of topics to talk about. So I will see you guys in the next video, and thank you for watching this one today.